Ford said that the suspension of the next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 has been retuned for greater wheel travel, which should give it better highway and off-road capabilities. Well guys, we're out here in the mountains right now, so why don't we put that statement to the test? You guys ready? Let's do this! Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. Now before we go up to the mountains, let's chat first about the on-road performance of the top-spec Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x4. I mean, this truck will spend like 90% of its time on paved roads anyway, so it's just proper for me to give it an on-road driving impression. First up, this has got to be the most comfortable and convenient mid-size pickup truck available in the Philippines today. I mean, dude, the top-spec Wildtrak 4x4 gets all of the bells and whistles, gets all of the tech and safety goodies that's available to the Ranger lineup. We get ADAS here, and that includes adaptive cruise control. We have lane keep assist, and both of those features can be used to great effect, and it's going to give you a stress-free drive on the highway. Now, pair that with a 12-inch touchscreen infotainment system that this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 has, and guys, you get wireless Apple CarPlay, you have wireless Android Auto, and you also have that 360-degree view camera. I mean, seriously, dude, this is really one of the most convenient and comfortable trucks out there. Now, here's the punchline. You see, at only 1,875,000 Philippine pesos, this mid-size pickup truck is a steal. It is so affordable considering the performance and the tech and safety features that you are getting for your money. Now here's the thing. The Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 gets the same engine and transmission as the previous generation Wildtrak 4x4. So yeah, that means that we get the same fuel economy here. I was able to get like 7.5 kilometers per liter in the city. Now granted, my average speed was only 14 kilometers per hour, so it was pretty heavy traffic. And on the highway like this, I was able to get around closer to 16 kilometers per liter at an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour. So yeah, don't expect big changes in the fuel consumption figures because we are getting the same engine here as before. Of course, with 207 horses on tap plus 500 Newton meters of torque, the Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 can easily keep up with the rest of the competition when it comes to acceleration performance. And the acceleration of this truck is perfectly decent, but of course, since we have a heavy 4x4 system here, then you can still feel that heft. You can feel that weight. Now, it's not underpowered by any means, my friends. I mean, if you're the type of person who will tell me that a truck with over 200 horsepower on tap is underpowered, dude, you gotta go see a doctor. Because you're crazy. You're crazy. Now, just like the Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 that I got to drive like a few weeks back, this top-spec Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 is also comfortable on the highway. You see, the suspension is more comfortable than before. As you're seeing, guys, we are on a cement-paved highway here, and it's not really the smoothest highway that you can pass through. But this Ranger Wildtrak doesn't feel like, doesn't feel like a pickup truck. It just feels like you're driving, a mid-size SUV, in fact. Now, that just tells me that the tweaks, the retuning that Ford did to the suspension of this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 really worked, guys. It really worked for highway driving. But here's the question. How does it perform on an off-road trail? Well, let's go back to the mountains now and see for ourselves. Alright guys, as you can see, we are now on an off-road trail. It's a bit of a grassy area, and the trail is just wide enough, just decent enough for the Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 here. You see, this big boy has gained 2 inches in width, which, yes, it makes it look really good, guys. But if you're going off-roading and you're going through a narrow trail, yeah, you might be limited as to the areas where you can go. But as you can see, this is a wide open grassy area. So yes, we can still pass through here. But there are some places here on this trail that kind of narrows down. So yeah, I just have to take care. Yeah, this is it. We're going to a narrow part of the trail here, guys. See? Still decent enough to fit the Ranger Wildtrak though. Yep. But as you can see, we're at 4 high, guys. And yes, the Ranger Wildtrak is making mincemeat, chicken feed, out of this grassy area. This is a bit of an incline. Let's go here. See? Yes, it could easily go here, guys. And now we are in this nice and open grassy area. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Now what I love about the Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 is the off-road camera. So we have an off-road mode here, an off-road camera that shows you like the areas around the lower part of the vehicle. So in case you're, in case you don't have a spotter and you're on an off-road trail and you want to make sure that you're not gonna, go into a hole or in Tagalog, a bangin, or a big rock that could damage your differentials, then yes, this off-road camera mode is super useful, guys. It is super useful. Wow. Yeah, I love this. I love doing this for you guys. All right. Yeah, we're going through some pretty gnarly, grassy areas here, guys. Yes, but it's quite easy. It's, the Ranger Wildtrak can easily do this. I could take it to, to a river crossing, and I would have full confidence driving this, this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4, because it does have not only a 4x4 system, but it also has a rear locking differential here. So that's also a big, it's a big help when you're going off-roading, guys. Wow. Awesome. All right, let me take us back to slightly more civilized areas. Now guys, since the Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 is the top spec Ranger of the lineup, this is really a lifestyle truck, guys. And you don't really use this as a workhorse. You see, I see this as a truck going to action parks, doing river crossings on the way to campsites. Now you have a highly capable 4x4 system here that is a really good partner to the adventure seeker. Not like me, who's kind of lost. I'm in the grassy area here. I don't even know where we are. Now you can do hardcore off-roading with this thing with just let's say a tire upgrade. But the good thing there is it gives you all of the creature comforts, all of the tech and safety features that you can ask for when you're driving this around the city. So, we got to prove that the suspension enhancements done to the Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 made it a better highway and off-road performer. The 4x4 system and the locking rear differential still makes it a highly capable off-road truck straight from the factory, as long as you can find a trail that is wide enough to accommodate the frame of the Ranger Wildtrak. It may have the same engine and transmission as the previous generation, but with 207 horses on tap, nobody would call it a slouch. And for those concerned with the 10-speed automatic transmission, well, Ford did say that they addressed the issues of the past, and after driving this Wildtrak 4x4 for the past few days, I am inclined to believe them. After all, if there's one thing that Ford does best, it's trucks. Thanks for watching.